Hi, I'm Scott. Are you fed up with all of the creeps, weirdos, and players out there who only want a quick hookup instead of a lasting, loving relationship? Well, what if you could end the frustration and finally meet Mr. Right, all within 30 days? And what if it was actually fun and easy? Well, have I ever got a story for you? And even though it's got a very happy but shocking ending, it's no fairy tale. It's for real. In fact, make sure you listen closely because I'm even going to share with you 3 mysterious truths about what makes a real man who's a provider and a protector commit wholeheartedly to you, only having eyes for you and living happily ever after. In other words, I'm going to hand you the keys to your dream mate's heart. And believe me, I know firsthand how well what I'm about to tell you flat out works. But hey, I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't want to give away the ending just yet. After all, the story has to start somewhere. So here goes. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Emily. Emily was kind of sad and very lonely. You see, she had just gone through a tough, devastating divorce that really wasn't her fault. After contending with lawyers, fighting custody battles, and struggling to pay the bills all the while, she was at wit's end. But worse, finding herself single, she was all alone. There was nobody in her life to lift her spirits, no special guy to share romantic moments with, and certainly no real man that to her represented, well, a future. Then, one day, one of her best friends sat her down over coffee and said, "Emily, you're miserable, and everyone can see it. It's time we dragged you kicking and screaming into the 21st century." "What do you mean?" she wondered aloud. "Girl, we got to get you online. That's where all the great men are, you know." But Emily was plenty skeptical at first. I mean, could that really work? And was it even safe? Reluctantly, later that day, she logged into the most popular dating site and ran a quick search of the guys in her city. Well, the next thing you know, she found herself signing up for a 1-month trial. At first, she looked up at the sky and shook her head in disbelief. Was she actually going through with this? But right then and there, at that very moment, something weird and completely unexpected happened. She felt her heart flutter. Suddenly, her trepidation turned into raw excitement. What did she have to lose? If she didn't meet anyone, she was no worse off than she was at the moment. But what she could gain is the man of her dreams, her partner, her soulmate, in her life once and for all, always and forever. Now that she was actually there on an online dating site, she just knew in her heart somehow that this would be the breakthrough she was looking for. But here's the thing. Emily didn't want to be just another picture in a profile. She wanted to be different. And not being the most patient woman in the world, she wasn't going to waste any time. She really did want to meet a great guy. Scratch that. She wanted to meet the guy in 30 days or less if humanly possible. So she did something remarkable. You might even call it amazing. Something that hardly any other women ever do. She sat down and came up with a very specific strategy for how to make her plan a reality. Now, at this point, I should probably break the ice and tell you what in the world I have to do with all this. You see, I'm not some paid voiceover narrator. I am Emily's husband. And yes, we met on Match.com. She still has the first email I ever wrote to her, and I still have her first response to it. And I also still have the receipt from breakfast, the first time we ever met at precisely 8:57 on Saturday morning, February 11th, 2006. Hey, what can I say? I was so excited to meet this incredibly intriguing woman and find out if she could possibly be for real that I actually got there early. For the record, that was exactly 3 weeks after the day Emily took a deep breath and posted her first ever profile online. The rest, as they say, is history. We've been blissfully happy together since and have a beautiful son and daughter together. 8 years later, I only have eyes for Emily and we adore each other. All of our friends constantly tell us we're the happiest couple they know. And yes, what they see is no illusion. We're even the happiest couple we know, and that's saying something. You know, that fateful moment when I first spotted Emily's smiling face in my online search results, it was as if fireworks were going off in my imagination. And it wasn't easy for just any woman to make that happen. You see, it's not like I was particularly desperate for female attention. I'd gotten pretty good at online dating myself. I was routinely writing the women who impressed me most and had grown accustomed to having them write back. In fact, I was meeting the majority of women online who I wanted to meet. And yes, that means I'd gone out on a lot of first dates. The crazy part is that I was actually tired of dating and wanted to find a woman, the woman, who I wanted to build a legacy with. It's hard for me to admit as a guy, maybe, but, you know, the whole love and cherish thing. The truth is, there were 3 amazing women in my life at that time, and I was literally trying to decide which one to marry. Any of them would have been a wonderful choice, but all 3 were gone from my life forever within mere days of meeting Emily. So by now, you've got to be wondering how she did it, right? I mean, in an online dating world vastly populated by women who are utterly frustrated with their lack of results, she was done in just 3 weeks. And let me tell you, it's not like my meeting her was some sort of fluke. As it turned out, I had some serious competition. I mean, the last guy she'd gone out to lunch with before meeting me kept texting her for months, asking if she and I had broken up yet. And he was just one of probably a dozen other guys who were sort of persistent for a while there. But hey, I took it in stride. I couldn't have been more proud to be the guy she chose to be with, just like I had gladly chosen her from plenty of potential options myself. So what was it about Emily that got my attention in a way that thousands of other women online in the city where we lived could not? Well, I have promised you 3 amazing truths about what makes a real man who's all about being a provider and a protector commit wholeheartedly to a woman, only having eyes for her, living happily ever after. I'm a man of my word, so here they are. And let me tell you, Emily found a way to demonstrate all 3 in her online profile, such that it jumped off of my computer screen, flat out stopped me in my tracks, and got my fingers typing her that first message. First, she wasn't afraid to be a woman. She left no doubt that a woman who was 100% female all the time wrote that profile of hers. Even her pictures radiated femininity. Ladies, we as guys don't really want or need another one of the fellas to hang out with. Most of us who are worth getting to know understand the power of good old-fashioned sexual polarity. We aren't really impressed if you want to drink beer and watch football. Second, she was positive, especially about men. Now, even though she had every right to be bitter and suspect towards us guys after all she'd been through, she never complained about her exes or assumed we were all liars, cheats, or worse. And Emily didn't write to all the men she didn't want to meet, hoping to keep them all away. She talked glowingly about the man she did want to meet. It really made me want to rise to the challenge. There's nothing better than being given the right to be proud to be a man, especially if our intentions are actually perfectly honorable. The weird truth is that women who expect to meet men of strong, solid character are usually the ones who do meet men of strong, solid character. And women who expect to meet liars and jerks, well, I wouldn't know personally how it goes for them, but it can't be good. Now, brace yourself, because the third part is the most captivating of them all. She talked about giving rather than getting. Unlike 99% of all other women's profiles out there, Emily's told of all the valuable traits she would bring to a great guy, all that he would benefit from by meeting her. Other women's profiles typically just rattled off a string of selfish wants that really sort of sounded like demands. What a turnoff. I mean, reading that is about as enchanting as a ransom note taped to a brick. Seriously, it was those three factors that really made a difference. And make no mistake about it, when I met her in real life, Emily was exactly as she described herself. No kidding. Just a week later, I had all but forgotten about the other three women I had been thinking about marrying. It still amazes me just to say those words. She had already won my heart, and I couldn't have been more thrilled that she did. Just look at this picture. That's me and the woman of my dreams just 10 months later, and here we are today, traveling the world together, going on endless adventures, and yes, spending our days together dedicated to helping as many men and women all over the world find the same kind of love we're so grateful to have found. You see, it may seem like I've been telling the story of us, but it's actually the story of you. You and the man of your dreams, that is. Nowadays, Emily and I are united on a mission to bring high-quality men and women together so that they live happily ever after. So, guess what? I have a surprise just for you of the very best kind. Emily's brought together all of the secrets she used to find the man of her dreams in 30 days or less. Her complete 30-day plan is all included in one convenient package called Click with Him. In it, you'll discover Emily's winning profile that stopped guys like me in their tracks, made us drop everything and write her immediately. She'll show you step by step why it works so well and how yours can be just as irresistible. But what's a great profile without even better pictures? Emily's pictures knocked me out, and that had everything to do with the mood and the vibe she created. And that smile of hers, it just sent all the right messages. Well, you're about to get all of Emily's closely guarded secrets to great profile pictures once and for all. But that's not all. Emily also shares golden truth that every guy wishes that every woman knew about how to be the kind of classy yet sexy woman who drives us wild with intrigue. After all, the very best way to get a great man online is to be the very best version of your authentic self even before you post your profile. In Click with Him, you'll also discover how to make online dating a perfectly safe, easygoing, and yes, fun experience. You'll hear Emily and I talk together about our own online dating experiences, giving you insider information that will allow you to make all the right moves while avoiding all the common mistakes. But there's still more. You'll find out how to choose which emails from men to respond to and which to ignore. Emily will show you how to seamlessly navigate emails, phone calls, and even first dates. She'll show you how to get him to jump off the fence and ask you out. No more time wasted typing back and forth or hanging on the phone going nowhere. What's more, you'll discover the hard questions to ask every man and when to ask them. Emily will even equip you to eliminate cheaters before they ever gain a foothold in your life. And guess what? I'll even do my part by exposing some shocking truths about what it's like to be a guy online and what goes through our heads. Best of all, I'll show you what could be the most valuable part of the entire program. I'll show you exactly how to find a truly incredible man behind an average profile. We're not all Pulitzer Prize winning writers, you know. Let's just say I'll give you the real clues to look for when finding your Mr. Right online. There's much, much more, but I'll let that all be a wonderful surprise for you when you dig into Emily's Click with Him program. So how about it? Isn't it time to stop spinning your proverbial wheels? Don't let any more precious time slip away, especially if you know deep in your heart that you've been spending time with the wrong man. You can meet the man of your dreams sooner than you think. Hey, remember, I'm living proof of that, even as I share this story with you. So click the button below and get started. You'll receive the entire Click with Him package today. Audios, videos, and transcripts are included so you can listen, read, or both, whatever you'd like. If you want, you can even get a free 30-day trial of Emily's Keys to Bliss email coaching program, which I highly recommend. That lets you ask Emily all the questions you want along the way and get real, thoughtful answers from her in 24 hours or less. And hey, if you want a guy's perspective at any point, you're welcome to write me also. Listen, if you've watched this video the whole way through, then you already know it's time. Time to stop merely wishing and move forward. Time to finally stand up and claim you're Mr. Right. And you can do it in 30 days or less. My educated guess is that even if you're skeptical right now, like Emily was, you'll soon find yourself excited, all in anticipation of getting the man in your life you really deserve. That's how it was for Emily, and that's how it will be for you. There's even a 100% money-back guarantee, although 30 days is all you'll need to see the results you're looking for. So go ahead and click that button below and get started today. Yes, today's the day everything changes for the better. After all, you have nothing to lose and a lifetime of bliss with the man of your dreams to gain.